Hello, dear students. After doing lots of vocabulary exercises, grammatical exercises, now we're going to do some workbook exercises. Open your books, get ready, and let's do the exercises together. We talked a lot about shops. We talked about services, how to describe, how to agree, to disagree. We talked about the passive form, the causative form. So we're going to do one single exercise for everything that we touched in this unit. First of all, we have got different places. We have got all those, let's say, departments that we can buy specific things, or we can have fun, for example. And then, on the other hand, we have got the objects that we can find in every specific area. So, let's start with the areas first. What do we have? In the first area, we've got fruits and vegetables, if you can discern. In the second, if you take a look at the picture and also what is given here, we are talking about the electrical goods. That was the first one, and that is the second one now. So, in the second one, we've got the electrical goods. So, different things, different stuff that has to do with electricity, with our home. In the other one, if you take a closer look, we are talking about health and beauty. So, objects that have to do with our health and beauty. The other one, if you can see, we're talking about home and garden section. Then, as you can see, we're talking about free time activities, sports and leisure wear, so things that we can wear in our free time. And the last one, this is the service of the post office. Now that we dealt with the different categories, we are going to put the words in these different categories. The first one, as you can see in the fruit and vegetables, we have got bananas. What else do we have in fruits and vegetables? Take a look. We also have the strawberries, of course. Then, in the electrical goods, what can we find? Of course, the light bulbs, so the lights. And what else? Look at the words, please. Of course, the vacuum cleaner that helps us to clean the carpet. Health and beauty. What has to do with health and beauty? The first one is our hairbrush, in order for us to brush our hair. The other one is toiletries. We said all those products that help us to clean our hands, the creams to put in our face, the toothbrush, the tooth cream, things that help us to keep our health and our hygiene. In the home and garden, what can we find? Of course, we can find carpets. And what else? Look at the words. We can find, of course, plants in the garden, of course. Sports and leisure wear. Look at the words. We've got, of course, the trainers. And what else? And, of course, since we're talking about leisure wear, we're talking about swimwear. And the last one, the post office, we can buy, of course, stamps, and we can get the parcels, so those boxes that somebody sends to someone else. Okay, let's move on with another activity. We need to choose now between the three alternatives. Read the sentence until the end. The answer is there. Number one, I need some swimwear. I need some trainers or some toiletries. The old ones have got holes, and I get wet and dirty feet when I go running. So what has to do with the feet, of course? And these are the trainers, of course. Number two, Anne's little brother cried at the shoe shop, the post office, or the theme park Because he wasn't tall enough to go to the rides. Where can we find the rides? At the post office? Of course not. We find the rides at the theme park, of course. Number 3. Who will water the plants? Who will water the carpets? Or who will water the pets? While we are away on holiday, we don't want them to die. So, the expression is to water the plants, of course. Number 4. We need some more fruit. How about a nice pear of grapes, can of grapes, or a bunch of grapes? When we cut it from the place itself, this is called a bunch of grapes. So we're talking about a full bunch of grapes. Number 5, please save the empty bottles, the empty jars, or the packets for Grandma. Until here we know nothing. We have to continue reading. She is going to make jam again this year. So where do we put jam? We put jam, of course, in the jars. Number 6. If you can't afford, or if you can't have, or if you can't offer it, you will have to get a cheaper one. Since I cannot buy this, I need to get a cheaper one. This is the expression, I can't afford something. I don't have the money to buy something specific. Let's move on. Number 7. Paula never goes her receipts, picks or keeps her receipts. What will she do if she wants to take something back to the shop? And we say that if we want to change something that we have bought, we have to keep the receipt, the piece of paper that we get from the shop. Number 8. I'm not happy with these shoes. I don't want a new pair. I want to get a, take a look, when you want your money back, you want to get a refund. You want your money back. Number 9. The sign says there are no spaces in the theme park, in the museum, or in the car park. We'll have to leave the car somewhere else. Where do we leave the car? Of course, in the car park. And number 10. Most people shop at the post office, at the supermarket, or at the jeweler's now. So a lot of little shops in our area have closed. Why? Because the majority of people shop at the supermarkets nowadays. Let's move on with some more exercises. Now, we have got some sentences. We are given the example. We need to rewrite the first sentence again, and we have to give the same meaning using the passive voice. Let's read the example together. What language do people speak in the Netherlands? Or what language? Passive voice. Remember, we said we use the verb to be and the past participle of the tense. So, is, because we're talking about the present simple, and the past participle of the verb speak, that is spoken in Netherlands. Number 1. Special software protects the computer from viruses. Find the object and make it a subject. So, protects what? Protects the computer. This is our subject. So, the computer, then we have the present simple, is the past participle protected from what? From viruses by special software. Number 2. Who wrote The Hobbit? You've got the verb in the past simple and you've got the object. So put it now as a subject. Who, in the past simple, this is a question. Who was The Hobbit, the past participle, written by? So we have got the same steps as we said. You simply have to be careful when it is a question that you put the auxiliary verb at the beginning. Number 3. A few people have seen the Loch Ness Monster since that moment. The Loch Ness Monster, this is how it starts, present perfect, has been seen by a few people since that moment. We said we've got the present perfect, and by who? By the people, by few people. Number 4. A famous chef has just opened a new restaurant in the city. Find the verb. Has just opened what? A new restaurant. So this is how you're going to start. So a new restaurant has just been opened, the verb to be, and the past participle of the main verb. Number 5. We don't sell used books here. So used books, what tense do we have here? Present simple. So is or are. Used books are not or aren't sold, the past participle, here. Number 6. Did the sports teacher ask other students to play in the team? So the sports teacher asked other students. This is how we're going to start. But we have a question. So we are in what tense? In the past simple. So were what? Other students asked by who? By the sports teacher. Take a look again. Were the other students? Our verb is ask in the past participle asked to play in the team by the sports teacher. And apart from the passive voice, we need to choose now between A, B, and C. Again, focus on the passive voice. Now, smoking, you've got the 3 alternatives. In public places in the UK since 2007. It says since. So this shows us that we need to use a present perfect tense. So it hasn't been permitted. Why is it C and not B? Because here we've got the present perfect of the verb to be and then the past participle. Number 2. On busy days, over 100 people visited, visit, or is visited. So what do? 100 people visit the Harrods in London. Number 3. In 2003, a lottery win of $28.5 million wasn't collected, hasn't been collected, or isn't collected by anyone. We know the time, in 2003, so it wasn't collected. We have the past simple. The money went to the state of California. Number 4. Last year, millions of unsold sandwiches from shops and cafes last year are given, last year were given, or have been given. Of course, when we know the time, when something happened, we are going to put, of course, the past simple. And here we can see that these sandwiches were given to some homeless people, people that have no home, they live in the streets. Number 5, the Walton family is owned, was owned, or has owned Walmart, the world's largest group of shops, since it started in 1962. So this family, you need here an active form. Has owned, because if it was passive, you needed to understand that it was owned by someone else. We don't have that information, so it has owned Walmart. Active form here. And number 6, are e-books sold in bookshops? Do e-books sell? Can a book sell? Of course not. have e-books sold? You cannot use an active because a book itself is an object. It cannot sell. So automatically we have A. Are e-books sold in bookshops? Okay, let's move on now with the causative form that we learned. I would like from you to complete these sentences. We are going to have an example together, but you can give other alternatives as well. Don't forget, we have a service that we take from someone. We don't do things ourselves. Let's look at the example together. A jeweler's is a place where you can have your watch fixed. So what was the structure we said? Have something done. A dry cleaner's is a place where you can have, for example, your suit cleaned, your trousers cleaned. A florist is a place where you can have flowers delivered, where you can have roses taken. A hairdresser's is a place where you can have your hair cut, your hair fixed, your hair dyed. A dentist is a place where you can have your teeth checked. An optician is a place where you can have your eyes checked. And a garage is a place where you can have your car fixed, your car repaired. I told you, you can write down different examples as long as you focus on that form. Have something done. Okay, let's put now these sentences in the correct order. Then we have to match them to the answers. That is very easy. Let's do it together. The example. Would you like to try it on? And the answer? Yes, please. Where are the changing rooms? Take a look at number 2. That's very easy. Can I help you? And the answer, of course, what can it be? Of course, I'm just looking, thanks. So it's not that I really need your help. Number 3, how would you like to pay? How do we pay? Cash or credit card? So the answer, by credit card, please. And when the shop assistant is asking, what size are you? Take a look at the answers. I am a medium, or I am a size 10, for example. And look at the last one. If, for example, it doesn't fit, can I get a refund? So can I get my money back? Look at the answers. I'm sorry, you cannot have a refund because this object is in the sale. So since it doesn't have its proper price, then you cannot have your money back. Okay, and one more revision on how to describe a photo. We said that we focus on the people. Look at these 2 pictures. We describe the setting, what they are wearing, what they are doing, and of course in the end how they are feeling. So we are given wearing sports vests, get more oxygen, to keep fit and healthy, running on treadmills, doing a form of exercise, better way of checking your performance, the clothes that are suitable for the open air, and jogging outdoors. So think of the 2 pictures that we just saw, 2 people outdoors and 2 people in a gym. Both pictures show people that are doing what? They are doing some form of exercise, both of them. In the first photo, so the one that had the people outdoors, a man and a woman are jogging outdoors in a park, maybe, whereas in the second photo, the people are running on treadmills in a gym. The couple in the first photo are dressed, what were their clothes? Remember, in sports clothes that are suitable for the open air. While in the second picture, the man and the woman are wearing vests, sports vests, which would be more comfortable in a gym. Both forms of exercise are excellent ways of what? Are excellent ways to keep fit and healthy. You would what? Look at the words. You would get more oxygen, of course, exercising outside in the fresh air. On the other hand, the treadmill is a better way of checking your performance if you want to keep a balance on what you're doing and if you want to see how well you are doing. All right? These were our exercises from Workbook. In order for you to feel that you know all the words very, very well and all the grammatical exercises, please revise them many times. Goodbye.